Why, hello! Hey, YouTube friends, how's it going? All is well here at Dee's Creative Corner. My name is Danielle Coleman. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor. I love scrapbooking, and so do you. That's why you guys are here. And today we are going to be celebrating Christmas in July. I have the perfect photos from when hubby and I were in Mexico over Christmas in 2024. And I thought, why not jump on and do some Christmas in July? And I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from my Mexico trip and my Canadian Rockies trip for the next few videos. So stay tuned. And I also want to thank each and every one of you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing. Welcome to Dee's Creative Corner, my new subscribers. I appreciate you all. So without further ado, let's get the camera flipped over and see what I have in store today. All right. Hello. So here we have Christmas on the Coast. This was a bundle that you could get last year, and they had 3 that you could choose from, and I thought this was going to be perfect. I live in the north and we always have snow, but this year was the first for hubby and I thought I had to get this. And I know it's obviously not available, but you guys can get different ideas from how I do the layout. So these are the papers, and let me bring in the photos. So Christmas Eve, when we were down in Mexico, I had bought us elf costumes to dress up down at the resort. And what I did is bought a whole bunch of candy, and we walked around that morning the resort and gave all the kids candy, and they thought it was so fun. We were having a blast with our elf costumes. And isn't this perfect for Christmas in July? I mean, we're here on the beach and we got to dress up, and then what we did is I just left the costumes down there for the resort and they can use them in the past. So these were some little pics that we took beforehand. So I thought these would be perfect to document for Christmas in July. And so I have all my embellishments, and then it also comes with the 3 sticker packs we'll be working with. And I have my sketch. I have bought Creative Design Team sketchbooks. And if you guys haven't heard of them, they're a group of Stampin' Up! Ladies. They are so talented. I highly suggest you guys looking at their sketchbooks, because a lot of times you just need that jumping off point, and there's nothing wrong with using other sketchbooks with the materials that you have. I love using Pinterest and Instagram, Facebook. You guys know we all need our inspiration from somewhere. So anyways, that's where my sketch is coming from today. And so looking through the papers, obviously we're not going to be pulling, with the outfits that we're wearing, I'm not going to be pulling in blue. I'm thinking I'm going to be just trying to stick with the traditional green and red. And you know, I'm going to have a group of photos with a couple strips down here, and I'm going to have my base. I believe I'm going to try, let's pull this. This is the medium craft, okay? So kind of represents some sand. So I'm going to just set those kind of right there, and I'll set those aside. And let's peek through. So like I said, I don't really want, and with the stripes in my tights, I thought that would be cute. We could do something in the lines with that, with the sand. I don't want the gifts. We could do the candy stripe instead of the green and red, but I like the green because it pulls from hubby's elf costume. And you know, that typical, these are little sand dollars, but they represent like my little stars. I love stars. I've used stars in the last couple layouts. So, and then we got the plaid, some polka dots, and then there is a sandpaper as well I could use as base, but I think I want to use this on one of my next layouts for Christmas in July. So I think these will be the two that I go with. And if I change my mind, you guys obviously will tell, but I think after flipping through, I think those are the decision that we will have. So stay tuned. I'm going to cut my paper down and mat my photos. Oh, I'm going to probably mat my photos. Let's look at some coordinating cardstock. I'm going to use cranberry. I don't think, let's pull over a cranberry. That's crimson. That's an old Creative Memories color. And of course I don't have one open. Sorry guys, I do. All right, so here's a cranberry. And then the other one was potentially Kelly green. So, and I probably am, on this one, I'm going to double mat them. I'm going to put them on white and on the matte of whatever color here. And here's the Kelly green. So, you know, it's like once I put a white under there, and then let's pull a white over here. You know, I could mix and match. That wouldn't be bad. I really like the cranberry. You know, on both, the cranberry pulls my outfit and the green pulls his. So stay tuned. I might mix and match and have some fun with the matting, and I'll be right back. Okay, hold on. All right, so I have cut my papers down. I'm gonna bring in the sketch. And like I said, I bought this PDF from the creative design team, and I'm not sharing the contents of the cut because I did purchase this. So if you want to, head on over to the creative design team's website and you can purchase all these, and you get them in a downloadable PDF, and I just put them in a little binder. So this is the sketch that I'm going off of, and you see that I trimmed my papers down, and it didn't call for, this is an 1/8 strip. It didn't call for that, but I just wanted to add that so it separates this from the craft cardstock. So I'm following the sketch pretty much true to the photo sizes. So let's get my photos down, and always remember the orientation of the paper when you're cutting it, how you want your stripes, and to make sure that the letters and everything are correct, because I almost cut it and all the ho-ho-hos were upside down. So I'm just gonna lay these down, and you'll notice I did mat them in the 4x6 in all the cranberry, and then I just went 1/8 of an inch down so my photos would fit. And then I'm going to do this, and on here they did have an additional 3x4 over here, but I'm leaving that blank for now. And then we're gonna have them something like this. And then I did matte this one in the Kelly green. I just thought that the red made the photo stand out a little bit more, but I just wanted to have some fun and put the other color in here as well. So this is going to be about the general layout of the photos. And then what I did for journaling down here, I cut a 3x4 mat, and then I just used my border maker and did a little notebook edge. So I'm going to have my journaling up here. And then I was playing around. I'm going to use this Coastal Christmas for a title, but as you notice, it totally gets lost in the background. So let's take our 12-inch trimmer and look at our blades and cut some paper. I could mat and do the fussy cut, but I think I just want it square. So I'm going to take out my straight blade, and I think I'm going to use, oh, where's my wave blade? Here's my wave blade. I'm going to use the wave blade. I'm just going to insert that. And so what I'm going to do first, doing this on the fly, guys. So I'm going to adhere this down, and I could measure it, but you know, I'm gonna use repositional. So I'm just gonna adhere it down onto my cardstock and give it a little room on the edge, so when I go to cut, it will give me a good, I want to make sure that that's straight. And let's go right about there. And then we're just gonna do the wave blade and just cut a little bit off. So maybe, I don't know, and I might have to reposition that because it looks crooked, but I'm just getting the edges trimmed, and then we'll straighten it out. So now I'll move my scraps to the side and let's straighten this out. I just wanted to get the approximate. There we go. So now when we go to put it up here, it stands out much better. So if you have titles, you can always just use a little bit of cardstock to go and put them on so they stand out a little bit more. And then let's see here. I was thinking we could have the palm somewhere up in here. That would be cute. And maybe we'll just overlap that. I don't want too much. Or maybe I'll just drop it down a little bit. Something like that. And then I was playing and I brought out my circle maker and my circle punch to kind of try to decide if I wanted to layer my shapes on, but then that was too small. So then I went into my stash and I cut some other sizes, and this is just playful circle die from Stampin' Up. So I figured that we could do something down there. And then there was these cute tags, because in the sketch they had, you know, tags displayed up there. And then I saw this. We could do a cheers down here and do a little sand, sun, and Santa. And then let's pull in our stickers. Let's see here. We could do, oops. Ooh, we could do something like this down here, and then add, and you notice why I layered this, because if you're on the striped paper, I just feel like it just blends in, you don't see it, and look at how it just pops. So we can do something like that. And then what about something with Santa up in this area with the little crab? We could do something like that. So, and then I was thinking I'll put one of the little starfish up there. And I think that will probably be it for the embellishing. So let me adhere this and I will be right back. Okay, all right, so we have everything adhered, and the only additional thing I did is I cut those in half and added some over here, and I thought that that was a good little finishing touch for the layout. If you guys like this, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a comment. And here I'll kind of just bring it up close here. And you'll notice, yeah, they're not the exact, I cut some of the color off. But you know what? It's okay. I was stretching my stash. And then I was looking for some other little of my bling and I cannot find it. So I will continue to dig, but until there, that's that. So I hope that was fun for you guys. Let me go back. Hello. What'd you think of our Christmas in July? And I think next week I'll do the same thing because I have some fun little snowmen in the sand. So I think we'll do another one of those. So all right, until next week, you guys have a fantastic day or night wherever you're watching. Bye-bye for now.